Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Welcome. I am just, as always, getting my life together. Hello. Welcome to the Identity Project, everybody. We've got, as normal, we've got a few things going on. So hi, everyone who is going to be receiving this on email. Hello to Facebook, who is in my beautiful, safe community container. And everyone on Instagram who is checked in to Inspired Lifestyles. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so good to see you. If you are enjoying lunchtime, pop your headphones in, sit back, relax, and take this as a little bit of self-care. So welcome, everybody. My name is Claire Burt, and I am the identity coach here at Inspired Lifestyles. And I'm so excited to welcome you today to the Identity Project, a really quick pop-up masterclass, a chat more so than a masterclass with me, where I will let you in on a little bit about me, a little bit about why women, we feel, especially us mums, we lose our identity as we go along in the process, okay, and how we can filter that through. How does that filter through to our family, our ripple effect? And what does it mean for us when we actually chase after something that we want? So if you are here, come in, say hi, and I want you to pop in one word of what you feel today. Are you feeling happy, sad, good, not so good? Let me know. I am coming in. So this is the Identity Project, and behind me is a wall of black and white photos and grey. And I'm here in a beautiful coloured top because I am willing to stand out today. I am willing to put my hand up and say, I now am visible, I am seen, I am heard, I am loved, and I am successful. And I'm going to show you how to do that. 12 months ago, I would have been wearing a grey or black jumper. I would not have been wearing sparkly earrings, and I would not have come on live and let you know into my world. So if you're seeing this, please pop in, say hi. To those who are on Facebook, I will come back and say hi. I can't see the comments because I'm recording through Zoom at the same time. So welcome, everybody. I'm really excited to have you here on my journey to inspire women to find their identity. It is really important. And a huge shout out on Instagram to all of those brand new connections I have made for my podcast. So the Awakened Woman. And let me tell you, I've locked in 15 women. For next year, we are going to launch. We'll have a couple this year, but mainly for 2023, 15 women, and I've got about 7 to get back to, which means that I have a full 12-month calendar ready to go, speaking to women who have somehow lost their way when we are being mums, wife, sister, daughter, and best friend. Every single woman, regardless if you were a stay-at-home mum, a corporate mum, a worker, someone who is working for yourself or someone else, we all share this common fear and this common journey of who am I? Where do I fit in? Am I even good enough anymore? And that's what we're going to chat about today. So come on in, share some love. I don't have a cold. I am in springtime in Melbourne and I have hay fever. So excuse the little sniffles. I do have water. So I hope you guys are comfy. And let's get going. For those that are brand new and don't know who I am, like I said, I'm an identity coach and I help women find their identity so that you become more than just a mum, just a wife, and just a worker. I have an extensive corporate, I've been coaching women for almost 2 years now. And while that seems relatively new, I've got a 20-year corporate career. So 3 years ago, I walked away from corporate finance, completely burnt out, completely a shell of who I used to be. Had no idea what I wanted to do, had no idea what I wanted to feel anymore. I was so run down, so stripped apart because all I'd ever known is chasing that gold star to be the good girl, to be the alpha, to be the breadwinner, to be the best version of me. Because growing up, and all of us will feel this, is that you go to school, you get a job, you get money to pay your bills, you look after your family, and that's for the rest of your life. But I'm always someone that's challenged that status quo, and I'm always someone that has said to myself, but there has to be more. There has to be more than me working 60, 70 hours a week in a corporate career. There's got to be more to me than just being a mum, than just being a wife, than just being a worker. So I ventured into the world of private coaching. After being a people manager for many, many years, I now get to do the same experience, but with women who feel that they have something to gain, that they have something to lose, because we all want to lose a little part of us that is holding us back, from the fear of taking that next step, And we're going to chat about that today as well. So this is not so much similar formats to my previous masterclasses where they're over 5 or 9 days. This is a quick little pop-up launching the Identity Project, saying thank you to everyone, especially on Instagram, who has connected. I'm very, very grateful to see you all. And it's really, really important as to why we must maintain and find our identity. So what is the Identity Project? It is essentially a container for women to follow, to succumb into, to feel into, so that they can truly find out for the first time who they want to be. We always ask our kids this question: what do you want to be when you grow up? And they come up with the best ideas. Now, my eldest, I have 2 boys. My eldest is almost 11 and he wants to be a rocket scientist, and he's fanatical at sport. So cricket, footy, basketball, amazing. I also have an almost 7-year-old, complete opposite, complete creative. And to put it into perspective, when he grows up, he wants to be a pizza shop owner, a delivery boy, what is it now? A fireman, a policeman, and then work in dad's sign shop. So welcome to the chaos. Okay. And we want to harness that. We don't want the kids to lose that sense of identity and dreaming. Okay. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer and I wanted to be a chef and I wanted to be a nurse. And I actually said to my husband yesterday, if I was to go back into, if I was ever to have pursued nursing, it would be in midwifery. I'd really like to do that. If back in the day, I wouldn't do that now. And he asked, well, why don't you? I said, well, no, because it's not what I feel now. I love what I do now. But it's interesting how along the way we have these ideas of, I want to do legal, or I want to do law, yet we get opinions on us. Oh, you have to work long hours. The courses are expensive. You have to work weekends. You're not going to see your family. We got all of these judgments and opinions, and then we sit back, especially as women, and we go, yeah, maybe you're right. So maybe that's not right for me, because I may not in 20 years time have the lifestyle of a 9 to 5. Well, luckily now we're in 2022, almost 2023, and we can work however we want. We can live however we want. We can earn money in more ways than one. So generation has definitely changed, yet we are still, as women, not seeing those opportunities. We are not seeing our potential. We are not seeing what is available to us. We dabble in little things, and then our thoughts get in the way, and our expectation is clearly too high, and we think, well, it's not working. But that's what we're going to chat about today, and why it's important to find your why. Now, it's not surface level find your why. When I speak to people and when I hear people talking about find your why, I hear to make more money, to support my family, to be with my kids more while they're little, which is fantastic, but there's got to be deeper level. So for you to get the success that you want, you have to do all the work that's underneath that, the yucky stuff. Okay, it's getting over your excuses, getting over your fears, getting stronger in your mindset, overcoming and battling your triggers, so that you can say, well, this is my why because, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So the identity is important for every single woman. It is a tool and a resource that is going to be with you for life, because at every stage, at every growth pattern, at every yucky feeling where we feel like we are just simply not feeling it, this is where you need to come back into, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to feel? Who do I really, really see myself becoming that feels natural, that feels fun? You know, what can I do that makes me feel like I'm not working? And how do I pass that on to the next woman? How do I leave the next person in a better way than I left me? So that's what's really, really important. The Identity Project is specifically for women and mums who have raised kids, have worked through it pre-kids, have worked and decided, set up their homes, set up their families. And especially if you're like me, you have a family business. So my husband runs a signage business here in Melbourne as well. So we are coordinating home, 2 boys that have sports, and 2 businesses. And that is what my identity got lost. I was an octopus being pulled in 8 different directions, doing so much for everybody else, but I lost what I really wanted to do. And to be completely honest, it's not a secret, I only have found this identity of mine that I am so safe in, that I am so confident in, that I am so secure in the last month. It's taken this long, okay, to find that safety where I'm proud now to say I'm an identity coach, and this is what I do, and this is how I'm different from others. So over this chat, I'm hoping that you are inspired with some light bulbs. I hope that you get to see what is potentially available to you. And I hope that you feel comfortable in the language and the tone and the style that I'm using. I'm a very direct person, but I'm very nurturing at the same time. So I make people feel comfortable. I've been told this before, that I make people feel comfortable, and I am the most awkward person you could sometimes come across. I'm an extroverted introvert, believe it or not. Okay, but I'm here to make people feel comfortable so that you decide for yourself in a safe and gentle way that is not going to place extra pressure on you what could be possible. And that is what I am here for. So let's get started. We always have something that we are struggling with. Am I right, ladies? Let me know in the comments if you are seeing this. I'm going to take a quick drink. Well, we always have something that we are struggling with, whether it is motivation. Perhaps the little cherubs haven't slept well last night. Perhaps it's a cloudy day and you're not feeling it, whether you are influenced by weather. Perhaps it's a resentment feeling. Perhaps it's too much pressure. Perhaps it's you're speaking and no one's hearing. What are you struggling with? And if you are brave enough, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear. Because let me tell you a secret, your struggle will be the same struggle as another woman, another mum. Guarantee you. I have connected, like I said at the top of this, 15 women for my podcast via one message that was from my heart, and I have 7 more to go. And the common theme through all of this is that I feel exactly the same as you, and I lost who I was. And these are women who are now CEOs. These are women who are now nurturers and carers for other women. This is women who are stay-at-home mums that have decided that they have deserved more. Okay, so what have I struggled with? Lots. Like I said, I've come from corporate world into small business, into growing my own coaching business. I've struggled with the fear of judgment. I have struggled with the fear of opinions of other people. I have a massive fear of inadequacy. I never feel like I am good enough, and it always starts with me. But the biggest thing is that my expectation levels and my patience, I have high expectations and low patience. So I expect the best and want it now, which is not great if you're creating a business and a process and a vision and a legacy, okay? Because there are so many times where I've wanted to give up. So many times. A month ago, I was on the brink of going, you know what, chucking it all in. This is too hard. I'm going to go get a job. Really, really, really. Okay, it's so, so, so important. So that's what I've struggled with, resentment. Okay, feeling like everyone is going further ahead of me and I'm stuck here, just being a mum, just being a wife, just being a worker. We need to take that word out of our vocabulary, ladies. We are wives, we are mothers, we are nurturers, we are carers, we are CEOs. And if you've been in my vortex long enough, you will know that the activated woman is aimed specifically for this. It is an alignment series over 6 weeks where we get our habits, our inner circle, our energy, our intuition, okay, our communication, our leadership on point so that we know who we want to be. It creates this baseline container of I'm really proud, so that you can stand on this box saying, I'm standing on the activated woman. I now am activated. I have my identity and this is what I want to do. Whether it's going for a promotion at work, whether it's complete career change, perhaps you need help putting your business plan together, putting your services out there. What could it be for you? How can you be the activated woman, and what would the activated woman mean to you? So you've got the activated woman, the identity project, you're in the middle. Imagine being a cocoon. Imagine both of them, you're in a flower and it's holding you until you're the middle bit, that beautiful, think of a lily. I'm growing lilies outside at the moment. So they're about to burst and you're in the middle and you've been encapsulated by the activated woman, and you've been encapsulated by the identity project. And then in a couple of weeks, imagine in 3 months when you are in full bloom, what could happen? I really want you to think about what you are struggling with and what you've always wanted to do. Because we are way more than wives, mums, workers. Okay, are you brave enough to stand on your own 2 feet and say, this is what I want to do. I don't know how, but I have this feeling I just have to hold faith that it's going to be okay. Do you have that bravery? And let me tell you, a lot of people are not going to catch your vision until you start seeing the money rolling. Until they start seeing a change within you, they are not going to support you. And that's okay. All right, you need to hold steady in what you are doing. Otherwise, you're going to be like everything else you've done so far, you're just going to dabble. So when we talk about finding our identity, have you aligned your habits with how you are going? I'm trying to think of the word, and it's just escaped me. Your ability. So let's talk about it. I hate cardio. I go to the gym, but I hate cardio. If I want to run a marathon that is 42 kilometers, I can't go out and run a marathon because my ability is rubbish. I can't even run 5 minutes. So if you are going out, say, put this into context for business. If you go out to a business and say you are going to earn $1 million, or say you're going to earn $1,000 a week in a side hustle because they're advertised everywhere and there's women that are showing great holidays, and you can do this too. If your ability does not match your habits, they're not going to work. You're going to be out of alignment. Okay, you're going to sit there and you think, well, it's not working, it's not fair, everyone else gets to do it. And then you dabble in something else and you give up, and you try something else and then you give up. And all you're doing is looking for excuses that is going to feed your fears as to why you can't do it. Excuses feed your fears, fears feed your mindset, mindset feeds your reality. Let me say that again. Excuses feed your fears, fears feed your mindset, mindset feeds your reality. If you go into something thinking that you are no good, that you are not smart enough, pretty enough, tall enough, wealthy enough, healthy enough, loved enough, you are going to find excuses and reasons and backup and justify everywhere. I'm 5 foot, maybe 1. I'm little. I'm loud when I want to be. Okay. And I've had to work really hard over the last 12 months to find this love that I feel I deserve, because I never gave it enough for it to come back to me. So I used to find all the excuses and all the reasons in the world why people I don't have enough of money, love, respect, whatever you want to call it. But the minute I sat back and I asked for some help, and somebody asked me to look at the point of view of somebody else, the identity changed. My perspective changed. And I started to look at, maybe I'm not receiving enough from that person. Maybe I'm not doing enough for that person, or they're not doing enough for me because I'm not even giving it. So if you're sitting there thinking you don't have enough love, for instance, that you feel unloved, that you feel unsafe, that you feel unseen and unheard, are you nourishing and giving that nourishment to that person, to that passion, to your job perhaps, so that it can come back to you? Or are you just constantly waiting for the diamond platter handout that's sitting there and all these opportunities are coming by, yet you're not giving them enough attention and love at the same time? It comes the same to us. Okay, so we are going to be starting to see all of these ads on Insta over the next 8 weeks in the lead up to Christmas, especially from the 1st of Jan. Lose the summer kilos, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't have the habits, there are no quick fixes. If you don't have the habits to support the dream that you want, if you don't have the habits that support that identity that you are wanting to create, you are going to fail every single time. So let's talk about finding ourselves. Let's talk about what we want to do. In the bigger picture of the world, there is an idea or there is an intention of what we truly want. Like I said, it could be nursing, midwifery, coaching, starting your own business. Maybe you've got a passion. Maybe you want to see if you can evolve into that. If you don't give it the love, and if you don't give yourself the love and the acknowledgement, and that acknowledgement comes from having communication, both with people in your inner circle. If you don't have an inner circle, you need one. Please stop asking 1,000 people. Please stop asking 10 people for their opinions when those 10 people don't have what you want. You're asking for justification. Okay, you're asking for external validation on something that you already know. So what are you going to do? The reason that you don't know who you are is because you're waiting for someone else to decide something for you. And I know that this is true because this is what I used to do. I used to wait for people to decide for me. Now I'm a Libran. Suck at making decisions unless it's in the moment and under pressure. I work best when the heat is on because I don't have time to overthink. I'm good in a crisis because it's organized, it's structured, it follows a plan. Okay, away motivated perhaps rather than inward. So who am I as a mum? Who am I as a wife? Who am I as a worker, whether it's in my own business, if I'm walking around clouded? If I am walking around in a tiz, and we all have these people in our lives, whether it's at work or not, the ones that have their heads running around like chickens with their head cut off because they can't focus on one thing. It's really distracting, it's really unmotivating, and it's stressful. So if you are like that, imagine the ripple effect around you. How does your family, if you're in the middle and you are running around crazy, focusing on 10 things at once, not listening to the craziness that's going on. You got your kids screaming in the background, your husband's over there, your business has got emails flinging in at you, and you are not present in that moment. How does your family, your friends, and your business react? If you are not confident in yourself, if you are running a business, if you are running a household, and you do not have the guts to ask for what you want and you're waiting for someone to decide for you, what's the effect? What is the effect? What are you losing out on? Like I said at the top of this, we have something to lose. We are snakes shedding our skin. So what do you feel so strongly within you that you want to lose so that you gain that future version of you that has everything that you want? Right? Left side. Well, if you're on camera, this side. Left side is your struggle. And we go into this so much detail. Okay, I'm not going to go into it now, but we go into it in the activated woman. We go through so much detail. Left side is your problem. What do you feel? What are you struggling with? What do you wish you had? When you look at her, how do you feel looking at you struggling, scraping the bottom of the barrel, really can't see light for day? Then on the right, you look over and you see this magical person that you overcame the struggle. You notice your triggers. You recognize your triggers. Okay, your fears never go away, guys. You just get better at recognizing your triggers. How does it feel? And then what the activated woman does, so for those on Insta, they're closer, the activated woman brings all these together so that you, like we said, you're a lily and we allow you to come into full bloom. Okay, we allow you to come to full bloom. And that's what you can expect. That is the clarity that comes through when finding out what you want to do, but more so, what do you want to feel? And why is it so important for you to overcome this struggle? What is it that you have seen, whether it's in your own family, whether it's how you grew up in your formative years? What have you seen in your past journey that you don't want replicated going forward? What are you brave enough to stand up right now with your hand on your heart and say, I'm not allowing this behavior, this pattern, this struggle, this scarcity, this mindset, this belief, this thought, this fear to carry forward? Because if you can narrow that down, that is who you're going to be remembered for. So what do you want to be known for when you are 80 and we are standing in our colorful shirts and big glasses and drinking rosé? What are we, cocktails actually? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for the woman who missed her opportunity and missed the mark every single day because you didn't have the bravery to ask for help, to ask for love, to ask for more? Or are you going to be known for the woman that knows how to fix a lot of things, that knows a lot of general knowledge because you've had to fix stuff, because you've had to make mistakes, because you've had to get down? Okay, I'm a practical learner. So if you give me a book to learn from, I'm not going to learn it that great. I need to know practical. And it's funny, in corporate, I knew how to fix nearly everything. And everyone asks, how do you know all these things? Because I made enough mistakes to learn. Okay, it's like when the kids, don't touch it, it's hot, don't touch it, it's hot. Guess what? They don't listen. And they touch it. Guess what? They're not going to do again because they've learnt their lesson. Have you learnt your lesson? Have you learnt and lived with your struggles long enough to know that you don't want to do it anymore? Have you learnt and lived with the invisible feeling of not knowing who you are, not knowing what you want to do long enough to change it? Or are you waiting for someone else to save you the whole time? Are you waiting for someone else to figure it out for you? Are you waiting for that handout that's going to save you? Because if you are, the habits that are not aligned with your abilities are going to make sure that that doesn't happen for you. Okay. So I want you to ask you these two questions. When you're on the absolute brink of giving up, when you have no more faith left in you, when you are just done and you've resigned to the fact that maybe life isn't meant for me, my dream isn't meant for me, which is absolute rubbish anyway. What is the flow-on effect to you if you continue and you maintain your lost and hidden identity? So if you maintain that you're better off in the background, now this is my view based on my experience, because this is me. I always said I was better in the background. I'm better at the admin. You do it because you're better at that than me. I was more skilled. I was more experienced. I was paid more, yet I didn't take that front step. I said I was better in the background. I said I was better in the background so that I allowed life was easier for everybody. I was the one that made life easy for everybody else so that everybody else got it easier. The flow-on effect to that is that I run around cleaning up after people. I've become the problem fixer for everybody. That is not the identity I wanted to create. That is not the identity and the version of me that I wanted to be when I grew up. Okay. It kept me lost. It kept me hidden. It kept me busy being chaotic so that I didn't have to face my excuses and my fears and my mindset and my reality. Okay. It allowed me to stay lost. It allowed me to stay hidden. It allowed me to be the good girl because it meant that I couldn't get hurt. I couldn't be disappointed, and I didn't fail because I didn't even try. So it was better for me to fail, to not try and pass up opportunities and say I'm not good enough and say I don't deserve it because my inadequacy fear fed that, than give it a go and fail because my fear of failure is so high. I would rather say, nah, it's okay, you guys go, knowing I couldn't fear because then I couldn't figure it, then I wouldn't get hurt. So how does that sound? Is it nuts, right? You guys will know what I mean. It's absolutely bananas, but it's true. So the longer that you carry on avoiding your fears, avoiding giving it a go, avoiding failure, the deeper the hole gets and the darker it is. And then you just resign to the fact that you're just a mum, that you're just a wife, that you're just a worker. And that's who you're meant to be. That's all I was meant for. That's all I'm good for. I'm not good for anything else. I don't deserve anything else. I don't work hard enough. Okay, how does that sound? Is that sounding exactly like you? Am I speaking words straight from your playbook? Because that's the playbook I had up until even a month ago. A month ago, I had to have a really tough conversation with a beautiful mentor of mine. And she senses when I'm not right because she's incredible. And told me to basically pull my head in and this is what you need to do. And that's the accountability I need. That's the accountability I provide, because that's what you're paying for in a coach, especially an identity coach who's helping you forge a brand new skin. That is what you need. So what do you want to be known for? The 80-year-old that's sipping cocktails, flamboyancy, having fun, carefree, feminine energy, or the 80-year-old nana who sits there and just wishes she had more energy, who just wishes she had more fun, who wishes she didn't care what other people think. Okay. And if you stay exactly where you are, so that hidden feeling, that invisible feeling, that not good enough, not brave enough, not tall enough, pretty enough, skinny enough, whatever we have, what is the worst thing that's going to happen if you stay where you are? Well, the world's not going to fall apart. Nothing's really going to happen. If I'm truly honest, nothing's going to happen. There's going to be no lightness. There's going to be no feeling of freedom. Freedom is very big for me. Feeling of freedom that I'm going to be okay. Feeling of adequacy that I am enough. And why it's more than just saying an affirmation of I am enough. When you have a fear of adequacy, what that actually means viscerally inside your soul. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do in your dark hole right now that you've dug yourself over 4 years? Okay, I've turned 40 a few weeks ago. I've got the next 40 years of my life. The second half of my life starts now. Started a few weeks ago. What do I want from that life? Do I want to repeat the patterns? Do I want to repeat the cycles, the thoughts, the stories, the beliefs? Because it's comfortable. I know how the game plan plays out. Or do I want to be brave? And am I willing to try something new as a novice and accept the fact that I'm not going to be good for a little while until I learn the skill set and practice it? Am I willing? Am I willing to basically suck at it for a year to get better and perfect my skills so that it reaches an ultimate level later in a year's time? Am I willing to be patient? Okay. Am I willing to talk about, be vulnerable about the icky stuff that we all feel? Yeah, I am. And that's what the Awaken Woman podcast is going to be. So excited. So excited. Okay. But this is what the identity project is. It is finding out at your soul, what do you want to do for the next second half of your life? What do you want to feel in the next second half of your life? And what are you willing to put up with if you decide that you're going to stay exactly where you are? Because if you decide to stay where you are, oh, cool, no issues whatsoever. Good luck. You just can't whinge and play the victim. And that's really tough love medicine for a lot of people. If you are presented with an opportunity and you say no, then please do not sit there and whinge and complain and be resentful for those that said yes. Because it's just painful and it's really annoying. And that's when you start turning people off. Okay? Really, really important. Fortune favors the brave. And when I say fortune, it's not always about money. I want to feel free. Free so I can make choices. Free so I can have fun. Free so I can decide that I run my day rather than my day run me. Freedom to say, I'm going to go spend the afternoon in the sun, take lunch break with my husband, say yes more than I say no. That is what being wealthy means to me, because I've felt constricted. I felt lost. I was running around in circles doing the things I was expected to do and I thought I had to do. My kids didn't give a damn that I was working 70 hours a week. Okay. Thankfully, they've grown in a period where I've been home with them. So they see this and I get to be there for all of those experiences. Okay. But they've also missed out on quite a lot of it. And I missed out on so much when they were little. This is what the Identity Project is. Okay, remember what I said. We're all in the middle and we're a lily. We're about to bloom. We're a tulip. We're in spring. And for those in the Northern Hemisphere friends that I've connected with, all right, we're in the middle. You've got the Identity Project here and you've got the Activated Woman Soul Series here. And they both nurture and they both cocoon you. And then all of a sudden you'll wake up and you're in the middle and you've been armed with two powerful, powerful resources that have your habits, that have you in alignment to be brave, to be vulnerable enough to speak to your husband about what it is you want to do, to have the communication skills that you talk with influence, that you start talking at people, you start playing the victim, and that you start bringing people along for the journey and you speak about what you're working on. Okay, it's really important. Speak to people, bring people that you love on the journey with you and they will hold your hand, even if they don't understand what's going on. That is love. That is connection. That is safety and certainty. Human needs, basics. That is what the Identity Project will do. Make you brave enough to speak, brave enough to love, brave enough so that you no longer feel insecure, that you no longer fear judgment, that you no longer care what people are going to say, whether you do this job or that job. Okay. But instead of saying, well, stuff you, I'm going to say something else. Stuff you, I'm going to do what I want to do. You learn the eloquent skills of communication and power of influence within the activated woman so that people understand why you're doing what you're doing. And then they understand the journey that you're on. Whether they agree or not, they have a level of understanding, and that is the pivotal point of making sure people are on the journey with you. That is the pivotal point of having a transformation journey that you cannot then go back within. Okay? That is the accountability, the inner circle, the trust that you have within yourself and those that you choose to be a part of your inner circle will have. That's accountability. That's success. That's freedom. That's choice. That's life. That is the activated woman. Like I said from the top, finding your identity is a soulful journey that will not be done in just one day. It is more than your why is always should be more important than just money and time with your kids. You need to identify the struggle of why you feel you have no money or why you feel you need more money and need to be with your kids. Okay, identify that struggle and identify the point where you want to be. What do you get when you have overcome that struggle, when you have that more money, when you have that more time and that freedom and that choice and you're here? What are you going to be able to do? That's when you find your identity. And once you've done that, then you form habits, you form intentions, you form inner circles, your intuition, your communication and leadership. You go to the activated woman, and then life explodes into beautiful color. That is how I've helped many, many women become stronger in their own skin. They look the same, they just present completely different. That is the charming effect, okay? That is the charming effect that you need to invest in, along with the Identity Project and the Activated Woman. So I trust that this little lunchtime session has been amazing. Like I said, I had a sneaky offer. So for anyone who is watching this, whether you are on Facebook, Zoom, email, or my lovely Instagram, there is an offer for those that are brave enough to comment. Okay, if I'm not going to pop a code so that you guys link and see, you need to be brave enough to say, I need this program. I need to find my identity. I want to become activated because this is how I want to feel. This is what I want to feel. This is what I want to lose. So you need to comment on this live with identity, code word identity, right? Comment in this live now. If you're receiving this in an email, please reply back to the email address with identity and I will contact you. Because I don't work with everybody. I handpick who I work with. I need to vibe with my people. I'm not here to save everyone. I'm here to save those who are willing to be saved and willing to do the work, willing to be found, to be seen, to be heard, to be loved, and willing to be a change maker who is willing to be charmed. Okay, there's a great offer. So make sure you type in identity in the comments so that I can find you and send you the amazing info pack that we have, and I'll get the team to make sure that you're there. Okay, so who are you going to be once you find who you are when you are more than just a mum, more than just a wife, more than just a worker? What will you do? What will you feel? And what are you willing to lose in chasing that dream? That is the question. So ladies and everybody, I trust that you have had an amazing time. Thank you so much again for joining me here on the Identity Project. My name is Claire Burt and I'm the identity coach here at Inspired Lifestyles. I've had a brilliant, brilliant time. And don't forget, comment identity to get your great discount for the activated woman. Okay, remember, go back and watch this and find out why it's important. You need to be in the center of that lily or that tulip blooming when you find your identity. Have an awesome Thursday, and I will speak to you all very soon. Remember, comment if you are brave enough, and I'll see you soon. Bye.